Hey, what's going on, guys? Jerome Gaming here, back into the video. Today's episode, I'm going to do a quick guide, quick tutorial, just kind of around Alchemist in Diablo 4. That's going to be kind of geared towards Season 6 specifically. And each season that comes out from here on out for Diablo 4, I'm going to try to make a little guide, just sort of updated tutorial for people who are either returning to the game from the original launch or just like brand new players to the game. I think Diablo is very complicated. There's a whole bunch of moving parts to it, and sometimes it's kind of difficult to know what to do. So if you have been curious about Alchemy in Diablo 4, this is the video for you. Okay, so to find an Alchemist, you can just kind of press tab on your keyboard, and you're looking for this sort of bowl with a scroll in it. And you can see here it says Alchemist, so we're going to move over to this guy kind of leaning up on the building. We're going to click him, and you can see we get 3 or 4 different tabs and a whole bunch of options here for healing potions. So as you level up your character throughout the season, you get access to a new tier of healing potion, and they all pretty much do the same thing. They will always heal you for 35% of your maximum life over 3 seconds. But what changes is the initial heal that they do. So you can see at level 20, the minor healing potion will do 12 life instantly. Then at level 30, it will do 24 life instantly. And then as the levels go up, you can see you can get all the way down here to the superior healing potion, which do 800 life instantly. We're still keeping that 35% maximum life. Now, one thing to note about your potions, you can see I have 10 out of 10 charges. You can actually increase that through the renowned system. So you can see here through Fractured Peaks here, the second tier, you get 1 potion capacity. So as you kind of complete each tab here and you get to that second tier, you will get an additional potion capacity. So you also have access to something called Elixirs. So these are going to be just sort of temporary buffs to your stats. So this one here, we can read it out. For the next 30 minutes, increases attack speed by 50%, lucky hit by 50%, and then experience gained is increased by 8%. So you can see right off the bat, this one elixir is going to be very strong because we're getting 8% more XP. We're getting lucky hit, attack speed. One thing though that is a little wonky with this is you do have to refresh it every 30 minutes. So if you do end up, accidentally forgetting about your elixir, it does fall off. That is going to cost you some experience. Another thing to note about elixirs is you can only have one of them active at any given time, so you can't come in here and stack a whole bunch of them for a bunch of stats. So you actually have 2 tabs of elixirs here. So we have the advanced elixirs and the basic elixirs. So the basic elixirs will be for the lower level players. As you're sort of leveling up, you'll have access to these. And then once you hit level 60, you will get access to these advanced elixirs. Then we also have the Transmutation tab, and this is where you can take specific resources and transmute them into certain crafting materials or summoning items. So the summoning items here are going to be how you spawn specific bosses. These are specifically going to be for the tormented bosses. So the malignant hearts are going to be to spawn Varshan. The slick eggs are going to be to spawn Duriel. The pincushion doll are going to be used to spawn Andriel. The shackles will also be used to spawn Andriel, and then the shard of agony will be used to spawn Duriel. Now there are some missing items here, such as like living steel and distilled fear. Those are not on this list, and those are used to spawn the Beast of Ice and then Gregor. And then we also have a master working material here, Abducite, and we have a tier 1 and a tier 2 version of it. And one thing that's really cool about this is if you farmed one specific boss a whole bunch of times, you can use the additional mats from the boss and use that to basically transmute materials for other bosses that you haven't farmed yet. So if you farmed a whole bunch of Trembling Hands, you can use that to craft Malignant Hearts to be able to spawn a Varshan. And then one thing that I'm not sure if it's removed from the game or what's going on, but I believe in Season 6, there was a way at one point to be able to transmute gem fragments. So for example, you could take like a topaz fragment, a diamond fragment, and a ruby fragment and transmute that into an amethyst fragment. However, I'm not seeing that in the game anymore. And I did find a forum post here. So if I can drag it over, there's a forum post talking about how a lot of people think it might have been removed. See this guy here, I can't find the vendor for that. I can confirm that this option to change fragments was possible by the Alchemist before a few days ago. So something's going on here. Not 100% sure what it is. But at some point that might become an option again through the Transmutation tab. We will wait and see what happens there. But that does seem to have been removed from the game without announcement. And then in our final tab, we have something called Incense. So Incense is basically, think of it very similar as like an elixir, but it will buff all the people around you as well. Now, one thing you will notice is if you look at the tooltip sort of in the middle, or I guess the last paragraph of the tooltip. So it'll say this is a type 2 incense. So only one instance of a type may be active at a time. Experience bonus does not stack with other instances. So basically you can stack a tier 1, a tier 2, and a tier 3 instance and get all those additional effects. The only thing that doesn't stack is going to be the experience. So for example, we have a Redmine Buzz here. This is a type 2 instance. We could stack that with a Desert Escape here, which is a type 1 instance. And there's only one type 3 instance in the game right now, and that is going to be the Chorus of War. So you can stack all three of those together and get the effects from all of them, which will really, increase your player's power. So one of the main reasons you want to even have an elixir on or an instance on, obviously it does give you some power, but mainly it's going to be for that experience bonus, right? You can get an 8% here, you can get 5% here, and then we also have the Opals from Season 6, so you can stack that on top of it as well, and get roughly like a 30% increase in your experience. So when you log on, you want to make sure that you get an elixir running, 3 different instances running, and then an opal as well. So if you're unaware, you will actually get these from the Realm Walker events that will pop up around the map, and these will count as their own sort of elixir effect. So you can press tab to open your map, and what you're looking for is this little icon with the sort of health bar above it, the orange little bar above it. And this is going to be a Realm Walker. So if you are looking to farm those opals, you have to come in here and complete a Realm Walker, and you will get a bunch of those opals. And of course, we cannot end the video without saying thank you to our patrons. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We'll see you on the next one.